We just paid off our 10-year home loan in just 8 years. It's a great feeling to be able to say that we fully own our home now, which when we started, we could barely afford. I talked about our journey before buying the house in another video, which I will link in the description below. In this video, I'll talk about the steps that we took to be able to pay off our home loan in just 8 years. If you currently have a home loan or you're currently planning on getting a home loan, you should check this video out. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode here at NoriegaRekos, where we talk about the food and the restaurants that we try, the places that we visit, the gadgets that we get to try, and anything about personal finance. And today's episode is very exciting for us since we're able to pay off our home loan in just 8 years. Something that we never thought could happen when we first started the loan 8 years ago. Today, I'll be sharing with you the 3 steps that we took so that we can pay off our home loan ahead of schedule. Those 3 steps are: start off with the right bank and the right repricing terms. Next is maximize your savings. And lastly, continually make lump sum payments. Choosing the right bank is very critical since you'll be transacting with them for a very long time, depending on the term of your home loan. It can be as low as 5 years, 10 years, or even 20 years, depending on the term that you will choose. I created a video earlier this year comparing the different interest rates for the different banks, including comparing it with Pag-ibig housing loan, which I'll link in the description below, so you can compare the different rates before committing to a home loan. First off, you should approach different banks to get a proposal for their home loans so that you can compare their rates. We asked for a quotation from BDO, China Bank Savings, and HSBC. The bank that offered the lowest rate was actually BDO, but China Bank Savings was actually more responsive, and they opted to match the rates that BDO was offering. The final terms of our home loan was a 10-year home loan with a 5-year repricing period. And for the first 5 years, the rate would be 6.88%, which was much lower than the initial offer that they gave us, which was 7.5%. In reality, the difference between a 7.5% and a 6.88% interest rate would be a couple of thousand pesos. But if you really think about it, it will add up since you'll be paying that amount for a long period of time. I also advise you to get the lowest rate for a relatively longer repricing period, maybe 4 to 5 years, because the published rates that you see won't be the interest rates that you will get once you end your first repricing period. And I'll share with you the interest rates that we got after our first repricing term finished. So as I said, we started off with a 6.88% interest rate for a 5-year repricing period. After our 5th year, we decided to get an annual repricing term. Normally, the annual repricing has a very low rate, around less than 6%, around 5.5%, 5.25% depending on the bank. But we were being offered 7.5%. Since it was higher than our 6.88% rate, I tried to negotiate and we were able to bring it back down to 6.88% for a 1-year repricing period. That rate was still higher than what other banks are offering. So I also considered moving the loan from China Bank Savings to another bank, which was offering us a significantly lower rate, around 5.5%. However, if you look at the processing fee, the penalties involved, it may not make sense for you to transfer it from one bank to another. That's why it's really important to choose the right bank from the very beginning, because most likely you'll stick with them for the rest of your loan term. At the end of our 2nd year, I even tried to negotiate a lower term because another bank was offering a lower rate, but China Bank Savings did not budge, and they said that we signed up for a 5-year 6.88%. So the following year, coming from a 6.88%, they offered us 9% repricing for 1 year. Yes, 9%. Incredible. As you can see, you won't have any choice whatever rate they give you since you're locked in with them. As much as I tried to negotiate, they did not budge, maybe because they gave me 6.88% the previous year. And now they're trying to maximize the interest rate that they can charge me for my home loan. After 2019, the rate that they gave us was 8% for 2020 And they were giving us 8% again for the 9th year of our loan. Next step that we did was to maximize our savings. When we started paying for our loan, we had little wiggle room in terms of our budget, but we maximized our savings, and any salary increase that we got, we put it back into our savings. Once you have accumulated a significant amount of savings, that can be 50,000, 100,000, or even more, then you can start making lump sum payments, which is our third step. But what is a top-up or lump sum payment, you may ask? So these are payments on top of your monthly amortization that would go straight to reducing your principal. So remember, the principal that you owe is what you're paying interest on. So the higher the principal, the higher the interest in absolute amount that you're going to pay for. And remember, for your monthly amortization, you pay a portion of that towards interest, and the rest would be paying off for your principal. For lump sum payments, everything goes to pay off for your principal. So the lower the principal, the lower the interest rates. So this means that you'll save money over time. We made our first lump sum payment at the end of our 3rd year, and we were able to bring down the monthly amortization by 10%. After making that lump sum payment, we continue to save, maximize our savings again, and at the end of our 5th year, we were able to make another lump sum payment, the same amount as our last lump sum payment, but this time, we were able to bring down our monthly amortization by 15%. As you can see, the more lump sum payments that you make, the higher the impact on the reduction on your monthly amortization. Of course, you've been paying off some of your principal through your monthly amortization, but this just shows you that the more consistent you are in terms of doing lump sum payments, the bigger the impact is on the principal and on your monthly amortization. At the end of our 6th year, we were able to save twice the amount of our last lump sum payment. So we were able to, again, make another lump sum payment at the end of our 6th year, which reduced our monthly amortization by a whopping 39%. Yes, 39%. So we were now paying less than half of the monthly amortization from when we started the home loan. Some tips when making lump sum payments, and this is something that you should discuss with your bank at the start of the home loan, which is how many times can you make lump sum payments in a year? Ideally, you can make multiple payments every year. Next, any costs associated with making lump sum payments, like processing fees, ideally, there shouldn't be any, but again, check with your bank. In our case, China Bank Savings allowed us to pay one lump sum payment every year. And during our first lump sum payment, they did not charge us any processing fee. But the succeeding lump sum payments, we were charged $3,500 every time. I just computed the amount that we paid for our home loan. What I found out was I paid 34% of the principal as interest. And majority of the monthly amortization, especially at the start of the home loan, actually goes to paying off the interest, and a smaller portion goes to paying off the principal. That's why the earlier that you pay off your entire home loan, the lower the total amount would be. But if you pay off your loan according to the term, then you'll be paying off much more interest, and that would entail a higher percentage of your principal. In our case, if we didn't pay off our home loan early, we would have paid 38% of the principal as interest. So we saved 4% by paying it off early. So if you have a 20-year loan, try to get it down to 15, maybe closer to 10 years. If you have a 10-year loan, try to pay it off between 7 and 8 years. But you may ask yourself, would I be better off investing the savings that I have instead of making lump sum payments? My answer to that is it depends. It depends on what your interest rate is. So for us, we were getting 6.88 at the beginning, and we got as high as 9 and 8%. So we need to find an investment vehicle that would pay us more than 9% after taxes, so that it would make sense for us to invest the money instead of making lump sum payments towards our home loan. But finding a legitimate investment that will pay off more than 9% after taxes is very difficult, you should be wary about investments guaranteeing double-digit returns. But you can always invest in Bitcoin. No, I'm kidding. Don't put in money in Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency that you cannot afford to lose. Something like a lump sum payment for your home loan. But if you're interested in knowing how to buy Bitcoin here in the Philippines, I'll link the last video that I made in the description below. But again, don't put in money that you cannot afford to lose. But I digress. But if you're able to get a very low interest rate, something below 6%, maybe 5.2, 5.5%, then it may be easier to find an investment vehicle that will give you a return higher than 6%. Some examples are Pag-ibig MP2, and some companies are paying more than 5% as dividends if you own their particular stock. You can think of lump sum payments like a snowball rolling down the hill. You may have seen this before, that a small snowball rolling down the hill gets bigger and bigger over time. And this is also what happens when you make lump sum payments towards your home loan. Your lump sum payments may start small in the beginning, but as you continuously make lump sum payments and pay off part of your principal, then the impact goes bigger and bigger and bigger, where you can also be paying off less than half of the monthly amortization by the time you are finished. This does not apply only to home loans, but across all different types of loan and even credit card payments. Again, just check the penalties if ever you make lump sum payments and finish your loan ahead of time. For us, the last lump sum payment that we did was the final payment last May 30, which was the total principal that we owed for the last 2 years of our loan term. But we still had to pay 3% processing fee. It's not bad, considering they were offering me 8% for the next repricing period. Paying off our home loan is a great adulting milestone for us. Aside from the peace of mind that we own our house, we are excited about the options that this opens up for us as we look towards the future and continue to prepare ourselves for retirement. So again, the 3 steps that you need to take to pay off your home loan early is to choose the right bank and the right repricing term. 2 is to maximize your savings. And 3 is to continuously make lump sum payments. And I'm sure you'll be able to pay off your home loan ahead of schedule. If you learned something, please like and share this video to your friends and family who may be interested in knowing how to pay off their home loan early. Please don't forget to subscribe as well and hit that notification bell so that you get updated every time we create a new video. You can watch the other home-related videos that we created here and here. Again, thank you and have a great day.